Hello and welcome to ASL Chennai Speaks Out Season 2. I'm Sanjay Pinto. It's that time of the year when many colleges, particularly hostels, turn into concentration camps and many seniors behave like bad policemen and subject the new entrants to third-degree torture. It's that time of the year when many unsuspecting freshers enter the portals of their institution only to be led to the altar of ragging like sacrificial lambs. It's that time of the year again when many principals find not reasons but excuses to wash their hands of this menace, this pernicious practice called ragging, and say that they were perhaps ragged by students from another college, which only reminds me, dear viewers, of what R.K. Narayan once said. He said, it's on par with the explanation given by a man posted to guard a village that the tiger carried away the child, but it's not a tiger from our forest, but from another forest on the other side. Is ragging today being swept under the carpet? That's our topic today. And here are our panelists. In fact, we've got Ramya Kannan, assistant editor of The Hindu, and Nitesh Nataraj, the final year law student. Ramya Kannan, of course, reports extensively on medical education, which we believe is a hotbed of ragging today, medical colleges. Nitesh Nataraj will tell us more about what happens at law colleges. We're very, very privileged and fortunate to have the man himself, Dr. R.K. Raghavan, former CBI director, in fact, one of the best CBI directors India has ever seen. And he's not here merely wearing his former CBI director's hat. He's here because he heads a committee on ragging to curb ragging appointed by the Supreme Court. And he's come up with very, very practical recommendations. And it's great that he's here to interact with all of you students who are perhaps victims of ragging, perhaps perpetrators too, we don't know. Dr. Lalita Balakrishnan, vice principal of MOP Vaishnav College. We are told that even in women's colleges there is ragging, but I don't know whether it's a physical form of ragging. Dr. Durai Pandian, who is a syndicate member of Madras University and principal of the Agar Sen College, and in fact he will be the jury member here. He will also announce the verdict at the end of this and give his expert comments. And several young, all first year students or final year students, the real stakeholders in this whole debate, also people from NGOs here. Now, without much ado, let me just guide you through the format of this debate. As I said, this is season 2, so we've tweaked the format of this debate on Chennai Speaks Out. We've borrowed a lot of IPL jargon. So the first round will be called opening spell, where one of the two team members, members from each team can actually give their introductory remarks. So we call that opening spell, and that will last about 2 or 3 minutes. The second round is called power play, where I, as the moderator, cross-examine or examine both the teams and fire a volley of questions at both the teams, 10-10. It's a 10-10 round. The third round is called bowl out, where both the teams actually debate against each other directly and join issues. And the final round is dedicated to our audience. As I said earlier, the audience on ASL Chennai Speaks Out are not here as props, not here just to clap hands. The audience is here to participate wholeheartedly, to direct questions to the experts in the panel here and to give us their own experiences, perhaps even suggestions. So that round is called third umpire, as I said, and we will also have a show of hands and announce the verdict on this debate just to give it a little competitive edge. So the jury member will help me, since I'm not very good in mathematics, and also counting the number of hands that go up or don't go up, and award this debate to one of the two sides. So let's get started with opening spell. Is ragging being swept under the carpet? Dr. Raghavan, would you like to start, sir?
I'm not a pro-establishment man. Luckily, since I report only to the Supreme Court, I don't have to kowtow to the authorities or to the colleges or universities. We in the committee, we still believe that ragging exists in a substantial degree in many of the institutions. But having said that, there is some method to the madness, in the sense that we have fixed accountability on the UGC, for instance, Indian Medical Council, and a few other regulatory bodies, saying that we will not take it lying down, we will not take kindly to any major incidents or slackness in enforcing the regulations.
Thank you, sir.
Recommendations are all very good. Sir, the committee which he has chaired has given close to 50 recommendations. But implementation of the said recommendation still seems to be a question mark. If I may quote certain facts. Now, sir, the committee came into force sometime in 2006-2007. But then in 2007, the number of ragging cases rose by close to 300% to 254 cases. In this year alone, there have been 88 cases, out of which there have been 12 deaths. Now, when an issue like this exists, now here we're not talking about, sir spoke of a realistic theory. But why cannot we have a realistic theory where a life is saved? Because a life gone can never be retrieved, can never be got back. Now here, ragging exists in such a form, in a cruel form, where life is lost. If the case of Mr. Aman Kachru, and as well as the Andhra student who had to commit suicide because she was forced to strip and run naked in front of her seniors. I mean, these are issues which we must address. So it is important for us to understand what is the history of ragging. Now, what is exactly this history of ragging? Ragging is a Western concept. It was called as hazing. It was present in the United States of America and other such European nations. We brought it forth in India through the British Raj system. And ever since 1980 to 1990s, when the media actually was hyped up, that was when actually ragging became very, very prevalent in India. And the most gruesome crime ever was the case in 1997 by a perpetrator by name of John David, where he had chopped a person to 36 bits of pieces and packed him in a suitcase and threw him into a river. But still, he has been let off. Why? Because there is no evidence. So there is something which is fundamentally wrong in the way we address this issue, because they have said various things. For example, they have said you can go to a police station, you can file an FIR complaint. But I say majority of the victims are scared. Why are they scared? Because the perpetrators themselves are sons of influential persons, officers, ministers, so they are scared. Okay, today if I go complain, tomorrow what happens to me? So my point is, let the institution take it upon himself, because that's what the committee himself has said. If the institute does not file an FIR, they shall be liable for culpable negligence as well. So let the institution take it upon themselves. Let them carry out anonymous searches in the hostel buildings. Let the wardens have meetings. Let the vice chancellors have meetings. Let them take a proactive role, proactive effort to address this particular